everyone, welcome to another Nerds Order Music interview. I am Metal Mayhem, and today I am with the band known as Myankarma. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, thank you.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Nice, glad to hear. So, tell me a little bit about yourselves.
So we formed around the beginning of 2018, and so that's since when we've been together in this constellation anyway. So Fleming and Jonas had already played in a band together, and our drummer and our bass player have already played in another band together. So we sort of knew each other, but we haven't played in like this band context together.
Yeah.
So you guys can probably tell more about that because I'm not you, and I haven't played in a band with any of you before.
Actually, it was like that Fleming and I we played in a band together that broke up, and then Johnny and Heinke, our drummer and bassist, they played in a band together, just like Marilyn just told you. And Johnny was off music for some time, and then he actually got interested in starting another band. And then he had a bet with Heinke that he can manage to gather a whole band in 1 week. And then Heinke accepted, and then basically it all started. Johnny tried to get a hold of people and called some friends. And yeah, then he called me, and then later on we called Merle, and then we all came together, and then it all started, and it worked out just fine from day one, pretty much.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Right now it's pretty tough because Corona, but yeah.
Well,
we still managed. Huh?
I could imagine. It's like it's bad for almost everyone out there right now.
Yeah, it's pretty tough because we can't rehearse right now. Germany's in lockdown again, so wasn't that much of rehearsal time last year and this year, but we still managed to release our video anyways.
What first got you guys into music? Like, where did it all start for you?
Oh, that's pretty far back, I guess. Let me remember. Well, I think I've always been sort of interested in that, and I think when I was like, I think 9 or 10, I sort of got into like German punk rock, and from that I got into metal, and from that I got into hardcore, and sort of like this hardcore scene area of music was where I was at for a bunch of years, and then I sort of got into this metalcore aspect as well. So I think for me it started pretty early, and I can't really pinpoint what exactly it was that got me into music. I started drumming and I was pretty terrible at it for a while, and then around 14, I think, I started playing bass. And later on guitar, but yeah, I can't really make out one specific moment that like turned me towards music or anything.
Yeah, for me it was very different. I started playing the guitar at age 5. I started at church. I actually started guitar for the service, and I played guitar in the service a couple of times, and then didn't really stick to that for that long. I got to music school and got into metal at around like 10 years old. I was always searching for something heavier and faster, and then the journey started. And I never stopped playing the guitar, and I started collecting guitars, kind of.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
kind of the same for me, because I started playing the guitar when I was around 5, because I found a CD in my father's car, The Offspring, and I totally wanted to play Self-Esteem, and so kind of really started right then. Then punk rock, metalcore, like for almost everyone in the genre. The journey started with Linkin Park and go farther and farther, like with Bullet for My Valentine then, and then metalcore, deathcore, hardcore, and so on. Yeah.
For me, it started with Metallica, dude.
Great choice. Both of them are great choices. Linkin Park, Metallica, all wonderful. Honestly, that's some of the best names anyway. Like, well, actually, no, they're all great names. If you listen to every single type of artist you can see, which is amazing. And you just learn from it, pick up from it, and then get into stuff like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What made you guys think of the band name? That's what I'm really like wanting to know.
Well, I don't know. I think on American TV they bleep out like certain bits of language, and is it fine to swear on this, or should I
Yes,
avoid
go
it?
for it.
All right. So, well, our bass player sort of came up with that while he was like shitting, and then he sort of had an epiphany while he was sitting on the toilet. And well, I don't know about his thinking process, and I sort of also don't want to know. But we just stuck with that band name since then.
Yeah, it sounded.
I think you froze again.
Yeah.
I'll give it a minute. And this is all we have
Can you
editing.
hear me?
Oh,
Yep,
you're back.
you're back.
What did you want to say?
Yeah, the funny thing with the name, or why we stuck with it, was like it is new, so there's no actual meaning behind the word. Like Myankarma, you don't have anything in mind, nothing that defines one way or another, like musically, but still it sounds kind of known, because I don't know, like Myanmar or something. It sounds kind of familiar, but still it's new. So I think that's why we stuck with it.
We sort of just didn't want like a band name that consisted of like these typical three metalcore words like "n of n."
Yeah.
Because
Blood, or blood, die, blood, or something
I've
like
got
that.
nothing against that, because that's sort of also tradition, and but like for me, I've got terrible memory and I can't remember, and oftentimes I just can't keep them apart. So we thought we might just like stick with just one word. That was sort of the thinking process, that we'd go with like one word, except for like this sort of common three-word combination that you often find like with metalcore bands.
I definitely see that, and I'm actually glad people try to get unique with their names now. It shows a lot of diversity, which I think is personally a really good thing. Now, what is the songwriting process for you guys? Like, how do you make the music?
Actually, pretty old school.
Yeah,
Usually, yeah. You
so
can tell.
yeah, just usually we just rehearse a lot, which is not sort of the most efficient way to write songs, but for us it's sort of the most natural way to do it. So um, Jonas or I think of, or even Fleming think of like guitar riffs that we want to sort of work on. We bring them to rehearsal, and then we just jam and sort of figure out together what might go with what, and how the drums might sound, and which vocal parts might fit. So it's a lot of like collaboration. It's not like one person writes the whole song and the others just learn it. We sort of all get a say in it, and for me it's also like how I prefer the songwriting process, because you just merge all your ideas together and create something that's sort of part of all of us, I guess.
Yeah, so everybody can relate and bring their part to the song. It's not like a lot of bands have that only one.
I think what he wanted to say is that like oftentimes like one person does sort of the majority of the songwriting and the others just like go along with it, I guess.
Yeah.
I do see that a lot, honestly. But like, what I've noticed more about the underground groups is a lot of it is all team cooperation. Like a lot of the bands I talk to do it the same way you guys do. It's all like everyone brings something into the song, which is actually how I think it's supposed to be. I'm glad that bands still do that. Instead of having one songwriter, it's the whole group working together. It makes the music a lot more worth it when you listen to it over and over. Now, speaking of music, what is the message behind "Drag Me to Myself"?
Fleming, I think that's your part.
Yeah, it's like, it's hard to say. Here, so we kind of try to figure.
Fleming?
Fleming, you there?
Hallo? So, ich bin kurz rausgeflogen. Just. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Oh damn.
Rip.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
damn. All right. Well, I mean, Fleming can say more about the lyrics than I can because like he wrote it. But overall, what also made us think about the concept for the video was that we sort of wanted to depict I don't know how to explain it, like this brainwashed state where you're sort of not able to accept the help that is around you, which is also why we wanted the like 3 protagonists that we had to be in one picture at the end of it. So like this line, "I know what's best for me," meaning sort of not being able to accept help in the situation that you're in because you're like so trapped in the mind state that you have.
I relate to that a lot because actually that song got me thinking about that because I went through a lot of crap recently, and that kind of woke me up along with a bunch of other music. That one really stood out. So
Really, I'm really glad to hear that. I mean, you're always like hoping to sort of like impact people in some way. I'm really glad to hear that.
that's why I love metal. It's pure emotion, and it helps. It's a wonderful healing tool. Like my friend, he couldn't get to a therapist recently because of COVID, and I showed him, well, "Drag Me to Myself" and a bunch of other songs, and his growth over the last few weeks has been astonishing. Like he is better than ever. That's why I
That's
love
amazing.
metal. That's why I love metal. It's like it's better than any therapist I've ever had.
That's true though. Yeah.
And he never listened to metal until I showed him it because he was like, all I hear is screaming. What's the point of it? I literally pull up lyric sheets. I make him read it. And then he's like, okay, you win. I'm like, yeah, give it a listen. And now he's like a full on metalhead.
Really?
That's amazing.
Yep, I love it. Like, funny thing with the way I am, all my friends come to me for music. I listen to literally everything. Like, I'm all into all genres, but metal's like my big one. And I've turned at least 20 people into full on metalheads. Right?
That's a good quota.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, honestly, people don't understand how healing metal is. That's a big reason why I got into it. Is because metal has got me through a lot of hard times. And just being able to share that is what makes it worth it to me.
Yeah, I think also for us, like the writing process is sort of like a cathartic. I don't know the English translation. Catharsis is like the noun and the verb to that. Because like sometimes you bottle something up but when you're like sort of at practice and you're writing the song and the parts are sort of coming together and you actually like feel the flow of it. Like more often than not, that like really gives me sort of a good feeling. Like I don't know, as you said, sort of like a healing thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people get into metal to begin with, just because of it's dealing authentically with emotions, or at least it doesn't it's not about my cool car or how much money I get or whatever. It's like about real emotions and not just it's just something that everybody can relate, I think.
That's the best
And,
way to say it, actually. Because
and
metal
it
is just so relatable.
Yeah, and it delivers a lot of emotion just because of the aggression that you can paint in the music.
That's what I love about it. It's like it's just pure raw emotion and basically experience going into music. That's the best part of it. It's so healing. It's just people don't realize that until they really like take the time to listen to it.
Yeah.
That's the big reason why I love metal. It's always great to help people through a lot of hell, and it's like better than any therapist.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what to do next because he isn't back yet.
Well,
I
Jonas,
hope
did
he gets back.
say something?
Hmm?
Oh, he broke his phone because it fell off the table.
Oh shit!
Oh, damn.
Goodness. That's
I think we might just I think maybe he has a laptop you can log in with. I'm not sure.
yeah. If worst comes to worst, I can always just edit everything together with no issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like all this right here of us discussing this will be probably edited out just because.
Yeah.
But I'll move on to the next question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
If you guys ever had a chance to collaborate with any of your favorite groups, who would it be?
Oh, I think we all got like different favorite groups though. So like I'm more of like this classic hardcore. I've got more of this like classic hardcore thing going on for me, and I think Jonas is like more into more melodic and more complex songwriting. I think. Oh, Jonas, you go first. I have to think.
I think if I would have to pick two right now, I would probably go with Spirit Box because they are a phenomenon right now. They popped out of nowhere, but they produce such good music, like lyrically, musically, the cinematography of the videos is just awesome. I love that. And yeah, the second one would be probably Periphery or
So probably Periphery. Okay, so I think for me it would have to be on the one hand like End. So this like I think they're not that new but sort of new. The like other project of the singer from Counterparts, I think. So End would be big thing for me, and what else? I think like Knock Loose has been pretty big for me in the last years. I know it's like sort of not exactly our style, but like they've influenced me a lot in like what I listen to, and sort of more recently also what I've written. Yeah, so I think that would be the ones for me.
Nice. I mean, I can definitely see it. Like inspiration, you can find inspiration anywhere. It's like it's not just one band or one genre. Like I was talking with another group recently. They get their inspiration from all genres, like metal, rock, hip hop, R&B. Like they get it from everywhere, and they make like really good metal. So I can definitely see that. It's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
These days it's like sometimes it's even like pop music or even rap that just a little thing that catches my interest, and then I in my head develop upon that, just and then I come up with a riff and then I bring it to the rehearsal room, and then maybe a song comes out of that.
Nice. That's how it is. Like you get inspiration from anywhere. You don't sometimes you never even expect it.
Yeah, sometimes it's not even music, it's just a situation that you go through, and then you feel like, okay, something goes through your head, and yet then you just put it into your guitar or into something.
I've got this friend of mine. He also, I mean, he does more like technical metal stuff, but he once got inspiration from like his office printer malfunctioning. So like his office printer made like some weird rhythmic noises, and he just turned that into a riff. So I think it like can strike anytime.
That's great. I love that. Here, what is the next? Oh, next. I'm sorry. I was skipping the last question for a second there. What was the best piece of advice you ever received while entering music?
Best piece of advice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean that it has to be fun would
Yeah.
be like the most important thing. So like don't force it. I mean like practicing things is like practicing scales isn't that much fun, I guess, but like in the overall thing, I think like making music with people shouldn't feel like a chore. So if like it feels like a chore, probably like the combination of people or style of music isn't really right for you. Because for me, I had like a bunch of like projects that sort of failed, and it was always it felt sort of forced, and practice felt like a chore. But like, I mean, with this project, I feel like I like everyone in the band, and like I really look forward to rehearsals, and it's just like a fun experience for me. So that's sort of also what motivates me to keep going, and also to get better with my writing and all of that.
I like that. That's how it should be. It should be just a fun experience for the whole group.
Yeah, definitely. So like I don't want it to be like another household chore to like pick up my guitar and practice like songwriting or anything. I think Jonas is frozen again.
I do too.
Well, it's a nice smile though.
I was about to say that myself.
Okay, I'm back. Or do you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes,
Yeah,
I hear you.
I think what a good piece of advice that I got was go with what feels good. Like if you, it goes along with what Mela just said. It's like you don't want it to be a chore. You just want to, yeah, create something that does you good, and it's not like, yeah, you like being around those people you work with. You like the music you do. I played in a band where pretty much nobody liked the music we created except like one person, and then yeah, it feels like wrong, kind of, because yeah, nobody really can relate to the music. So I want to play music that I want to listen to, and that I feel good with, and that I can, yeah, put my emotions into.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, also sort of like don't care about like super strict genre things. So I think like with some of like the older generations in hardcore, like from what I've experienced, some people have like very strong aversions to like clean singing and stuff like that. So I mean, like don't try to limit yourself just because you think you have to like adhere to one specific genre. Like do whatever makes you like happy with what you create, because I think it's quite ridiculous to make like these intense distinctions between like different subgenres of hardcore or metalcore, because in the end it's sort of stems from the same place. And I don't know, I think like most of the divisions are quite artificial.
Yeah.
I get that entirely. Like the best thing to do is really just do what you want to do what makes you feel happy with your music. That's the best way to do it. And from what I've seen so far from you guys, I've loved it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This actually brings me to my last question. What is next for Myankarma?
Probably like just looking forward to when we finally can rehearse again.
Yeah.
And pretty soon we'll switch practice rooms and have one by ourselves. Until now, we shared one with another band. So, well, I hope we can practice again soon. Until then, I think we keep on sending like different bits and pieces that we've written by ourselves in the group or something, and yeah, just like continue songwriting and like first of all like see each other again first, I guess.
Yeah.
I get that entirely. Like I miss everyone I know. It's just been so heartbreaking with this virus. It's sad.
Yeah, it seems like the end is not even in sight. It's just, yeah,
For real. I'm over here like I want to see my friends again.
it's so draining.
Really is.
Definitely.
Like the only thing
Regarding video, oh sorry.
the only thing that's been getting us through this is metal. Like we've been saying songs to each other left and right, and it's been really getting us through it.
Yeah, like regarding videos, I think we will like the guy we worked with for Drag Me to Myself, Chris. We really enjoyed working with him on this video. So like shout out to Strange Works. That's what his Instagram name is. Anyway, so we really enjoyed working with him, and I think like in the future we also like want to continue working with him because again like the process was really natural, like bouncing ideas off each other and yeah, having different ideas on what to do and what not to do and all of that. So I think regarding like upcoming videos, we will definitely like work with him again.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. I look forward to it.
We do too. I mean, I hope we can do it at some point. So
Yeah. Hopefully the virus end is near, I'm hoping, once the vaccine is effective as much as it can be.
yeah,
We
definitely.
can only hope.
Yeah, I hope for the second part of the year, the second half.
Honestly, same. Well,
Definitely.
fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I'm gonna cut things here. This has been another Nerds Order music interview. Today we have the group Myankarma. Hope you all have a great day and stay safe.